Hello, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm LaKendra Tooks, and it's time for Tooks Takes. Now, as usual, every week, every Wednesday, we come to you with a big, gigantic, huge show. And of course, today is no exception. We got to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. We got to talk about my trip to Jamaica, guys. Oh, do you see me? Do I have a tan? Am I looking more bronzed? Because baby girl just got back from Jamaica. Come on, I got to tell you guys all about my trip to Jamaica. But before we even get started, prayers up to Jamaica. As soon as we left, a hurricane comes in. I mean, I feel so bad. Prayers for the whole island. Because I love Jamaica so much. I had never been before, and now I have fallen in love with the country, the people, the culture, the food. So prayers up to Jamaica. I will tell you more about my Jamaica trip a little later on, so you're going to definitely want to stick around for that. But first, we got to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And I don't want to spend too much time on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because I want to make sure that we devote a little more time to Potomac. But I feel like I need to go to Salt Lake City and rescue Bronwyn. Bronwyn, girl, we got to talk. Bronwyn, I need you to take my LaKendrification Women's Empowerment Seminar because we have to talk about why are you attracting all of these abusive people? Okay, well, maybe not abusive. Maybe abuse is a strong word. Eating your wife's cherry is not abuse. Wait, that could be misconstrued into something dirty. But okay, so yeah, maybe eating your wife's cherry off her ice cream sundae, let me clarify. Maybe that's not necessarily abuse, but it is just kind of a dicky move. And, it's like, that's what I notice sometimes with some of these men, because y'all know I'm out here. I'm still on my path of BYOBing, but I still want to get married. I want to have children. But, sometimes us single girls, especially us single girls of a particular age, we want to get married. We want all these things. But we see what some people's husbands are like. And it's just like, I know I don't want that. I do not want a guy who's going to eat my cherry. It's my cherry. Don't eat my cherry. Because I get that. And I like to save my cherry to the end too. Trust me, I was just in Jamaica. And when I'm in Jamaica, when I'm on vacation, I love to have a piña colada. It's the only time I ever have a piña colada. I mean, can you imagine if I was just sitting here drinking piña coladas in my real life? No, I would love that life. I would love a world where I could just sit around and drink piña coladas because I love piña coladas. And actually, my favorite piña colada is a piña colada mixed with strawberry daiquiri. They call that a Miami Vice. It's so good. Don't ask me how many of those I consumed during my trip. But I get it. They put that cherry on top. And in Jamaica, they're so sweet. They're like, would you like a cherry? Would you like a cherry? I'm like, yes, I'd like a cherry. I'd also like a pineapple slice. They're so sweet. They will also give you a pineapple slice. It's like, here's your cherry, here's your pineapple slice. And let me tell you something. If I'm sitting there sipping on my piña colada and some old man, now y'all don't know who, now let's see here. Let's imagine a world where I do end up in a May-December relationship with someone who's 26 years my senior. I'd really be looking at him like, dude, you're so lucky to have me. You better do everything I say. I don't care if you have more money. I don't care about the money. Here I am. And this is what Bronwyn needs to do. Bronwyn, girl, you need to flex. Like, hi, I'm the hot young wife. Don't eat my cherry. Listen to me when I'm talking to you. Don't sit here and roll your eyes. Don't roll your eyes at me when I'm talking to you about important stuff in my life. Maybe it's not the important stuff in your life because you're a man and you got to make money and you're old as hell. But it's like, dude, I just don't like Mr. Todd. So Bronwyn, between your mama and Mr. Todd, you just got two grumps in the house. You've got your mama, Mr. Todd, 9 dogs pooping all over the floor. What is going on in that household, Bronwyn? I mean, I get it. Like, you want the couture, but I mean, I like Bronwyn's style, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, I guess it's couture, but you're in Salt Lake City going to lunch. Like, why do you need that? Like, why are you wearing that? Like, honestly, I feel like I'm dressed appropriately to go to lunch in Salt Lake City right now. Head to toe Ross. I'm fine for lunch in Salt Lake City. You do not need all that couture. What you need is a husband who's nice to you. And she said, now, Bronwyn also said that when she first met Todd, she's like, I thought he was funny. And I'm just like, There's just no way that's true. Because if Mr. Todd is funny, I haven't seen it yet. And I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see the fun side of Todd. Because right now, all I'm seeing is grump. Now, that said, does he have gout? If he has gout, that could explain the grump. Because you know, if you have gout and you're a grump, that's grout. So he could have grout. And maybe that's why he's upset. You know, maybe that's why he's eating her cherry. But it's like, no, I want to get married. I want to have an amazing husband. I don't care if he's older, younger. I know I don't want to be with a grumpy man. Ladies, girls, gays, and strays. Nobody wants to be with a grumpy man or a grumpy woman. Now, as a woman, now as women, every now and then we might get a little grumpy during the month for maybe 10 to 12 days. And you know what? That's just nature. You can't help it. But to me, a man doesn't have any good excuse to be a grump. It's like, yo, Todd, you're rich, you're old, you got a young wife. You should be happy. So quit being such a grump to Bronwyn. And Bronwyn, girl, stand up for yourself. Don't let me tell you something. Future husband, if you're listening, if you eat my cherry, you better go out there and you're going to owe me a jar of cherries. If you eat my cherry, you're going to have to replace the cherries with more cherries and a Birkin. Now, let's talk about Lisa. I love Lisa Barlow. Y'all, I know that a lot of people don't like Lisa Barlow, but I love Lisa Barlow. I love her style. I love her hair. I love her face. I want to go get 12 threads. I want to go get 12 threads on each side so I can look just like you, Lisa Barlow. And can we just talk about the interview looks? One of these days, we're going to really have to do a deep dive into the interview looks because I don't know that we've ever really had a housewife wearing a cowboy hat in her interview look. But Lisa, I think you look so chic. And let me tell you, we're going to skip around a little bit today because now it's Halloween season, okay? It's Halloween season. Now, I've been in vacation mode. So I don't know what day, week, month, year. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't even know where I am right now. So I didn't realize, I just now looked at the calendar and realized that this year, October 31st, falls on a Friday, which is always a blessing from God, right? When Halloween is on the weekend, because it's like, woohoo, now we can really, really party. I hate it when Halloween falls on like a Ken's Day. Oh, well, if Halloween's on a Ken's Day, we're still gonna party. But it's like if Halloween's like midweek, it's not as much fun. It's fun when Halloween's on the weekend. But like I said, I'm in vacation mode. I don't know what day it is. So over the weekend, I wore my Halloween costumes just this past weekend. And it's like, I'm going to have to recycle them for next week because my costumes were so cute. This is what just made me think about it, y'all. Y'all know I have a little bit of ADD. So I go off on these tangents. But so anyway, one of my costumes, like my Friday night costume, I was a black bunny. Black, BLAQ, bunny. I was inspired by the young man who's going to be performing at the Super Bowl, Mr. Bad Bunny. I was like, if he's Bad Bunny, I'm going to be Black Bunny. So I wore the cutest little outfit with my bunny ears. Make sure you're following me on social media at Lakendra Tux, at Tux Takes, because I will be posting pics of all of my costumery this year because I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see if I recycle, my previous Halloween looks or if I come up with something new for actual Halloween on October 31st. We'll see. So on Friday, I was the Black Bunny. Then I did a cowgirl look. This is what made me think about it. Lisa's cowboy hat made me think about my cowgirl look that I did on Saturday night, and I looked so cute. Ladies, girls, gays, throw a cowboy hat on. I mean, I don't know if it's Beyonce's influence with the Cowboy Carter stuff, but listen, lean into the Western wear. A cowboy hat, some cowboy boots. You guys have seen my cowboy boots before. They are so cute. They're black. They have a red, like patent leather heart on them. I love those boots. So anyway, I've already done Black Bunny, Cowgirl, Carter, Cowgirl Kendra. Hey, Cowgirl Kendra. I might read it. Oh, maybe I could do a country black Barbie. I could like blend the two worlds together. But if I'm wearing the hat, I can't wear the ears. Anyway, we will get this together. We're going to get the costuming together before October 31st. And also, you know who else I need to get it together? Angie and Mary. Angie K. Mary C. You guys can't do this to us, okay? Let me tell you something. As a society, we're going through a lot. One of the few things that brings me happiness and joy is the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And I love the friendship between Angie and Mary. Mary, you gotta chill, Mary. Lay off Angie. Lay off her. I feel like, sometimes it's just like Mary. I feel like she's always in like first lady of the church mode, which is great. And a lot of people, we really revere and respect Mary. But in your friendships, I feel like you have to be kind of more equal, and I feel like Mary's always like, on Angie's case. And so Angie usually laments, but it's like, I want these two to be friends forever. I want to see them laughing, talking, having fun. I don't want to see serious, conversations, and I don't want to see conflict. That's what it is. I don't want to see conflict between Angie and Mary. So Angie K and Mary, if you're listening, please don't do this to us. We can't take it, okay? If Mary farts, Angie, just let her fart. Let her fart. What's the big deal? If you can't fart in front of your friends, who can you fart in front of, okay? Sometimes you're in front of your friends, and guess what? You got to fart. Or guess what? You laugh, and a little toot comes out. What are you going to do? Remember on The Real Housewives in New York, Sonia Morgan used to have gas all the time. Who cares? We still love Sonia. Hey, Sonia. We love Sonia Morgan. But I think what the issue is with Mary and Angie right now is I think Mary she doesn't like seeing the conflict brewing between Angie and Lisa. And I don't like that either. I really do. I feel like Angie and Lisa are both going like, it's tit for tat, which we're so used to on these shows. We're used to the tit, we're used for the tat. But I want them to both kind of lay their swords down. You know what they need on Salt Lake City right now? They need a trip. They need a good cast trip. And they're taking one. They're going on this yacht. It's going to be with Below Deck. I don't watch Below Deck, you guys. And I know that people love Below Deck and people talk about it. And I've seen it here and there, but honestly, I've never really watched an entire season of Below Deck. Maybe I should, And then, okay, well, this is what I also love this episode of Salt Lake City. I was actually really proud of Heather. Heather stood up to Lisa a little bit. And Heather was like, look, you're trying to blame Angie, but you and Angie are doing the same thing. You cannot say that Angie's wrong, but you're not wrong, because literally you guys are just doing the same thing. She's throwing a dig, you're throwing a dig. She's saying something outlandish, you're bringing up the soup man. Who is the soup man? And what does that even mean? Is that code? Is that secret code for something? What's soup? But I feel bad for Lisa. And I love how Lisa, every time before she starts crying, she's going to get those sunglasses on. She is going to get those sunglasses on quick before she sheds a tear. I love that about Lisa. And I get where Lisa's coming from because she's feeling attacked, and she's sensitive. These ladies are sensitive. Now, this season, the ladies are certainly having a go at Lisa about her lawsuits, about this, about that. But then I'm seeing that Bronwyn has lawsuits too, So I do feel like the ladies have a go at Lisa, and I don't know what that's about. Is Lisa probably a little bit of a brat? You know what? Yeah, guess what? I'm the brat in my friend group. There's the question that you have to ask yourself. Who am I in the friend group? Am I the brat? And what I realized on my most recent girls trip is that, yes, I am the brat. I'm the brat of my friend group. And you know what? And honestly, this is why I love my friends. They're all my girlfriends, and you know who you are. You all are my besties for a reason. You put up with me because I could be a brat too. Maybe this is why I identify with Lisa. I know how it feels to be the brat of the friend group. And I'm certainly the brat of my friend group. And that is a question that, listen, Ken Stay Crew, you have to ask yourself, am I the brat? In BYOB, is it be your own brat? Is that it? I'm my own boyfriend and I'm my own brat. Now, let's move along because I love seeing the housewives as mothers. And so I really appreciated this scene with Brittany Bateman and her daughter, Olivia. Now, okay, I feel like Heather touched on something like this within the Mormon community, that apparently it's more valuable to be a wife than to be a mother. Apparently it's hard to get into heaven if you're not a wife. So Heather even said, I think just a few episodes ago, that within her own marriage and her own family, she would put her husband's needs ahead of her kids. And I feel like that's what's happening here with Brittany, because when she got divorced from Olivia's dad and she got remarried, that's when things changed. And I think that she put, it seems to me, she put the husband on a pedestal and the kids were just like, whatever. And actually to the point where the kids went to stay with their dad instead, which, gosh, as a mother, I know that's gotta hurt. I was really proud of Brittany's daughter, Olivia. I thought she was so mature and she expressed herself so well. And any moms listening right now, any single moms listening right now, I get it. You don't want to be alone. And you shouldn't have to be alone. But also your kids, man, you got to put the kids first. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine any religion that's like, put your husband before your kids. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't have kids yet. I don't have a husband either. But I mean, I would feel like the husband and I together, our kids come first. And then if I were to marry somebody else, it's like, look, my kids come first. If you're not cool with that, we can't be together. You know, I feel like why would you need to put your kids on the back burner for a guy? That just doesn't seem right to me. And that doesn't seem like a good guy to me. Because I mean, I know if I dated somebody with kids and they're putting their kids on the back burner for me, I wouldn't like that. I would be like, dude, ew, you need to be a better father. I would not. I feel that's very deadbeat to me. That's deadbeat dad, deadbeat mom. I don't like that. So I know if I was dating a guy with kids, I would feel really weird about that if I felt like he was putting me ahead of his kids, or if I felt like, if he's like, oh, my kid has a soccer game, but I want to go on a date with you. It's like, dude, let's go to the soccer game. Like, what's going on? Like, blend your worlds together. It's just like with anything. It's like, sometimes, y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes your girlfriend gets a new boyfriend and she just forgets about you. And it's like, ugh. Then when they break up, they want to come back. No, blend your worlds together. Just because you meet a new guy doesn't mean you have to, push your kids to the side. Blend the worlds together, because right now, poor Brittany even, poor Olivia, poor Brittany. I really love that Olivia looked Brittany dead in her eye and said, you need to look within yourself and say, why? Why did I do that? Why do I put men and relationships ahead of my kids? And I think that's important, because it's one thing to say, I'm sorry, but I think it is important to learn and say, why? Why did I do that? Why did I allow that to happen? Because, listen, you got to be a mother to your kids, dude. Like, that kid did not ask to be here. And I pray for Brittany and Olivia, y'all. We're gonna keep Brittany and Olivia in our prayers, because I pray that they can work on their relationship. The mother-daughter dynamics are tough. My mother is very present in my life. Even at my age right now, we speak almost daily, and I just could not imagine her ever choosing anyone over me, over my brother. Like, she's a mother first. So I think that's important. And Brittany and Olivia, we're praying for y'all. We're also praying for the yacht crew that is going to have to work with these ladies on this yacht. Honestly, I can't wait to see it. Y'all know I love a girls trip. I love a Housewives trip. And actually in Potomac right now, we're going to switch gears. Let's go to Potomac. In Potomac right now, they are prepping for a girls trip. But first, they have to go to this event. And I guess it's kind of like Potomac's answer to the Kentucky Derby. And it's called Preakness. Now, I did not know. At first, when I'm watching it, I'm listening. I'm like, what are they saying? Preakness? I thought they were saying Freaknik. And I was like, what is this, the 90s? Are they going to Freaknik? This must be Ashley's idea, if they're going to go to Freaknik. But no, it's Preakness. And if anybody from Potomac wants to tell me more about Preakness, please do, because yes, I could Google it. But again, I'm still in vacation mode and I don't feel like it. So if you're a Potomac person and you can tell me about what, Preakness is and why it's called that, I would love it. Now, I love the event because, again, I love a costume. I love a theme. All the ladies look amazing in their Preakness looks. It's very Kentucky Derby, so they're wearing hats and fascinators, and it's very it's the way we dress to go to black church. You know what I'm saying? So the girls all look fabulous, as always, except Giselle. And I just don't get it because Giselle, you're a beautiful woman. You're a really pretty girl. I don't know why clothes can't look good on her. It's just like there's a chip missing, the style chip. It's just missing from her, you know? And she just can't look good in clothes. I don't know if that's a little bit of her karma for being such a mean lady, maybe. But okay, so this episode we get to know our new girls, Angel and Tia, a little bit more. Now we already knew that Angel apparently went to Temple, as did Dr. Wendy, but apparently they didn't know each other then. And now Giselle's like, but did she graduate? And again, I mean, last week I was asking for Dr. Wendy's transcripts. Now I'm going to need to see yours too, Angel. I need to see your transcripts. But Giselle needs to start being nicer to these ladies. And she might want to start trying to be nicer to Angel because Angel's got a guy for her. Angel's like, I got a guy for you. Let me tell you something. If you have a friend who has a man in the NFL, dude, hook me up. Invite me to the Christmas party. Invite me to the NFL Christmas party, please. But honestly, Giselle, it's not going to happen for you, Giselle, because we'll skip around a little bit here, but these ladies are scrutinizing Angel over filters. Now let's talk about a chin check, because I feel like Tia chin checked Ashley the imp at this little lunch table, and I was so proud of Tia because Ashley was Tia's like, look, I know you want to try to keep digging, but I'm not going to get dirty with you. I said what I said, I apologized, what you do with it from there is really up to you. And I love that. Shut that down, because otherwise they're going to drag you into the dirt with them. Tia is smart. Tia is like, don't try it. I know I'm new. We're not going through the hazing process, because I think they're trying to haze Angel. They're hazing Angel over these filtered pictures. Now, listen, it's 2025. You know, we've got a lot of technology these days. And, you know, yeah, maybe there are some filters here and there. I don't have a problem with the filter, because to me, it's like makeup. Because there's times when I'll post a picture where I'm not really wearing makeup or something like that. And so I'll be like, oh, let me throw on a filter, because it just mattifies you. I don't think the filters really change your appearance that much, because I see some of these guys on the dating apps talking about, oh, I don't want to see any filtered pictures. And it's like, dude, well, can you please filter yours? Because you don't look good. You need to try a filter. You know, I mean, I don't think, now I will say this though, Angel, the picture in question does look really different. It looks really different. Is it an older picture? Was this picture maybe before you gave birth? Because I do know that pregnancy and giving birth, it does affect you. For my black girls, I don't know, but you know, they say, well, actually I've seen it. During pregnancy, us black girls, our noses can get a little bigger. Which, you know, my nose is already, I mean, look, I'm like one of the only, I'm one of the last black girls in Hollywood who hasn't had a nose job. And I hope I never need one. Now, I don't know what pregnancy will do to my nose. If pregnancy expands my nostrils, baby, I will be under the knife. Trust. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to come back looking like a Jackson, because I like being able to breathe. I like my nostrils. I want all the oxygen. I want all the CO2. You know what I'm saying? So I like having nostrils. But, Angel, you do look different in that picture. Stevie Wonder can see it. Is it filters? Is it an old picture? Are you going through something? What's going on? Is it because you gave birth? Whatever it is. You know, but I don't like them scrutinizing her and accusing her of catfishing and using filters. But also, the pictures do look different. The pictures look different. So that's the only thing we have to address here, Angel. Why do the pictures look different? Now, let's also talk about just how rude and mean and nasty Giselle is. Because what's up with her not getting Stacey's robe embroidered? Dude, now, come on. Now, hold up now. if we're doing a girls trip and that's so rude. Everyone's embroidered but Stacy. Y'all know I'm a Stacy stan. I was in the comments the other day and I was like, Stacy stans, what are we going to call ourselves? And somebody's like, Stacy stans. I'm like, oh my God, that's great. Because I'm sitting here thinking like the La Stacys. I'm really thinking too hard. But it's like, no, we're the Stacy stans. And I love Stacy. And you know what? The last time I was on Jeff Lewis, I was on with Chaz Dean. And Chaz Dean, hey Chaz Dean, hair guru, he's done quite a bit on QVC, a lot of Home Shopping Network, and if you act right now, you can get this shampoo for only, $12.99 with free shipping. So, our girl Stacy is a former QVC Home Shopping Network girly. And I feel like the way that she speaks, it is a very sales tone. Which I feel like that's why the girls are giving her a hard time, acting like she's lying. I don't think Stacey's a liar, though. I mean, it's already been, listen, TMZ already reported that her divorce, she's actually divorced from her husband, but they might be working it out. They might be trying to get back together, which I think is amazing because they have a beautiful family. Now, let's talk about Dr. Wendy for a minute because, I mean, it's impossible to watch these episodes. We know this is obviously filmed a while ago. We know what's currently going on with Dr. Wendy. I'm keeping her in my prayers. I'm praying that it was a misunderstanding. I don't know, but I hope it was all a big misunderstanding and she will be back soon. I don't know if she in the clink right now. I don't know, but I did think it was hilarious that Wendy was like, oh, the First Lady of Maryland invited me. But the First Lady of Maryland, Miss Dawn Moore, hey, Miss Dawn Moore, I looked you up. The First Lady of Maryland did not sign the release form. The First Lady of Maryland said, no, thank you, Bravo. I am not interested in being on the Real Housewives of Potomac. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. I get it. She's a First Lady. Like, dude. As a first lady, you can't just be willy-nilly on the Housewives. But I was glad that we got a little bit more jazzy this season. I like Jazzy. I know that she's got that guy. He did have 2 kids on her. I didn't think that was cool, but I think they have since gotten married, and I wish them the absolute best. I mean, some ladies are like, hey, you had a baby on me. That's okay. Now, I'm not one of those ladies. If you have a baby on me, we're done. That's a surefire way to make sure I never speak to you again, is if you impregnate somebody else whilst we're together. But I like Jazzy. I don't understand why there's so much friction between Jazzy and Kay. I don't like that. Who needs a chin check? I never realized there was so much friction between Jazzy and Kiarna. These ladies are going back and forth. But I'm excited for the ladies of Potomac because they are headed to, is it pronounced Nevis or Nevis? I'm not sure where they're headed, but they're headed to the Caribbean. And I just got back from the Caribbean. And I feel like the Real Housewives of Potomac ladies taking their trip to the Caribbean is a great segue for me to talk about my trip to the Caribbean. So as you all know, I just got back from Jamaica, and I loved Jamaica. I'd never been to Jamaica. I have a lot of friends that are Caribbean and West Indian, and y'all know me. I'm an American girl, so I had never been to Jamaica. And my Caribbean friends, they have these parties. They call them fetes, and they dance, and there's lots of soca music, and that's not really exactly my thing. Like in their culture, if I have any islanders listening right now, like in their culture, it's like they dance like this, and it's cool and it's fine. Like in my culture, we're more like twerk. Black people, Black Americans, we twerk. But when I'm dancing, I'm like, don't touch me. I don't like to get touched. When I'm dancing, I like to just dancing on my own. I like to be dancing on my own. So my friend Rena was like, I think you would like this party. It's called the Frenchman. So it's like Frenchman weekend. And I said, you know what? You had me at Jamaica. I've never been to Jamaica and I want to go. I'm like, I'm not the best planner and I like to travel, but I'm not a big traveler. You guys might be surprised to know this about me. I'm actually sort of a homebody. I do like to be at home. I mean, I like to be at home and I like to be kind of like where I am. Like being on the road all the time is not exactly my thing, but I love the beach. I love an adventure. So I was like, Jamaica, sign me up. Now, every time I travel to another country, which I do like to travel to another country at least like once a year. Once a year, I think you got to get the heck out of America. You got to just see how they're living in different parts of the world. And so every time I leave the country, I'm like, oh my God, was I born in the wrong country? Because every time I go anywhere else in the world, I immediately feel so at home there. And Jamaica was no exception. I mean, as soon as I get off the plane, I'm already chit-chatting with people. I'm already, drinking a Red Stripe, having some. Can we talk about the food? Jamaica. I was not prepared for how delicious all the food was going to be. We stayed at an all-inclusive resort, which it's like you never know how the food's going to be at these all-inclusive resorts, The food was so good. Y'all, I ate so much. And I already made an Instagram and a TikTok about this. I ate so much and I was scared that I was going to be bloated, and I really wasn't bloated because I was eating and wearing my bikini. Yes, my bikini. I felt so good in my swimsuit for maybe kind of the first time in my life since I was like 7 years old. And ladies, you know what I'm talking about. And some of the men do too. Like, putting on a swimsuit is an act of bravery. It really is, because there's no hiding anything. So especially if you're of a particular age and you're out here in your swimsuit, you're so brave. Honestly, you're so brave if you're out here wearing swimsuits. And I've always been that girl that's like, oh, let me put some shorts on. Let me put my cover up on. But I'm in the islands. It's hot. You don't want to be all covered up. You want to have on your bikini. And I'm talking about a bikini. You do not even want to have on a one piece. It's too hot to have on a one piece. So I had on my bikini and I felt good about myself. I felt really good, really confident with my body. I've been working really hard. Y'all know I'm in my fitness era. I've been doing lots of yoga. So it felt really good to be there. I felt good about myself. Also, you guys, I met some guys in Jamaica. I mean, who knows? We will see what happens. We'll see if I end up back in Jamaica again soon, because I did meet a few gentlemen. I did. And the Jamaican men, wow. So now I'm like, is it me or is it America? Am I the problem, or is it the men of America that are the problem? I think it's the men of America that are the problem. Because let me tell you something, baby. In Jamaica, the Jamaicans love me. Everywhere I went, I was meeting guys, everybody. I mean, I don't know, you guys. If I end up falling in love with a Jamaican and moving to Jamaica, so be it. Sorry, Mom. I'm moving to Jamaica. And let me tell you something. The men of Jamaica, they're not afraid of a little commitment. They are not afraid. They're like, look here. I got offered a spare key. Y'all. I had a man be like, I was going to give you a spare key to my home just in case you want to pop up and surprise me. I'm like, whoa, that is so sweet. That is amazing. Like, give me that spare key. And, I'm a little bit of a risk taker. This is why I'm the brat of the friend group. I'm a little bit of a risk taker. And I don't recommend anyone else do this. I'm incredibly blessed and highly favored. So I took a little ride into the streets of Jamaica with this one guy, and he was so cool. And because I wanted to see Jamaica for real. I don't want to just be on the resort. And I know that's what they say when you're an American and you're traveling abroad. Stay on the resort. But every now and then you got to venture out. If a local person wants to show you the town, use your instincts. Okay? Because I don't want y'all to end up on Dateline. I don't want to end up on Dateline myself unless it's to replace Keith Morrison. But I was careful. I said my prayers. I put my location on. You got to put your location on your phone, okay, before you take a ride into the city. But I did. I got to see, like, the real Jamaica. But honestly, y'all, I had so much fun. Really, my only gripe about the trip is that I ordered all these cute clothes and they didn't show up in time. So I came home from my trip and I had all these adorable vacation looks on my doorstep. So you know what that means? That means I got to take another vacation. I need another vacation just so I can wear all my cute vacation looks. Because, I can't just be wearing all my cute vacation looks around here. I don't think Los Angeles deserves all my cute vacation looks. Los Angeles might not even deserve me anymore. But Jamaican, me a Jamaican. I loved it. I loved the food. I loved the culture. I loved the people. I loved the children. That's right. The children of Jamaica. I was sitting at the beach, lounging in my little beach chair. This little baby comes up to me. He comes up to me with his little hands out. I was like, oh my God. His mother was nearby. This was not just like a stray kid. His mother was nearby, and I was like, "Do you mind?" And I picked him up, and we cuddled, and he was so adorable. And he grabbed my phone. These kids today, babies, they just know he knew my password. I said, "Boy, how you know my password?" So I mean, I know I like him young, but not baby young. But oh my goodness, he was so cute. So I met lots of awesome Jamaican guys. One of them was a baby. One of them offered me a spare key to his home. But all I know is I could end up in Jamaica. I could see myself in Jamaica. I know Bob Marley said, "No woman, no cry." But I don't think that song applies to, at least not the men of Jamaica that I was meeting. They're like, "No woman, cry." They want a woman. Now, I don't know. I might end up on 90 Day Fiance, y'all. If I end up on 90 Day Fiance, just let it happen. Just let me be on 90 Day Fiance. I might be trying to get a K1 visa for one of these Jamaican men, because we've seen it time and time again on 90 Day Fiance when people meet at the resort. Could that be happening for me? Could I end up on the next season of 90 Day Fiance? I don't know. But that does lead me to our Tooks takeaway for the day. Here's my Tooks takeaway, y'all. Travel. Go places, do things, go to a resort, even if you're not a big traveler. It's so easy. Go to one of these all-inclusive resorts, book a flight, go. Especially my girls and gays. Get out of the house. If you got kids, this is when you can put them kids on the back burner so you can take yourself a good vacation. Send them kids to granny's house and take yourself on an amazing vacation. I got to tell you, I'm going to vacation more. I know I'm a homebody. I'm not the biggest traveler, but I had so much fun. It was such a nice vacation. I really unplugged and I was able to unwind, and just being in the water and being at one with nature and looking up in the sky and talking to God. It was awesome. And I'm like, I should be doing this all the time. I would love to just be on vacation. So that's the Tooks takeaway of the day, y'all. Travel. Go somewhere. Go to Jamaica. Well, not right now, but Jamaica, we are keeping you in our prayers. We are keeping you in our prayers, Jamaica, because I know this hurricane, it's a big one. It's a bad one. But if anybody can get through a terrible hurricane, it's the people of Jamaica. The most amazing people, really, honestly, every single person I met was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So Jamaica, we're keeping you in our prayers. Ken's Day crew, get out there. The Tooks takeaway of the day, travel, go places, do things, have fun, go see some different cultures, go meet some different people, especially my single girls and gays. Get out of here. Dating in America is too much. Get out of here. And maybe, and who knows, that doesn't mean you have to end up on 90 Day Fiance. Just because you meet some cute people in another country, you don't have to go and get the K1 visa. But it is nice to go and to be admired and to just flirt and have fun. And that's what I was doing, y'all. I was just flirting and having fun. So get out there, go travel, go flirt, go have fun. Happy Halloween. Happy spooky season. Make sure you're following me on social media at LaKendra Tooks, at Tooks Takes. Make sure you're subscribed. Leave us a review. Tell a friend about Tooks Takes, because we are growing. We are on our way to being the #1 podcast on earth. And it's all because of you, Ken's Day crew, my people. I love y'all so much. And as always, I hope and pray that my light helps you find your light, and you shine so bright. And I will see y'all next time. Bye. Mwah.